solar cycle 25 has begun, and I think it was about, I don't know, what was it, about a week or two ago I was talking to you about solar cycles?
Yeah. I mean, you talk about weather all the time. I've never met anyone other than my wife who talks about the weather as much as you do.
Well, this is different, though. This is solar cycle 25. We're starting to get a lot more flares that could potentially affect us, and I've been watching some of it. And when I woke up, now, I don't think that, at first there were like actually some weather people who had reports, and they were saying like that these outages were caused by solar flares because a big one just happened. I don't think they were. A lot of people were thinking, well, maybe it affected satellites. It didn't make it the whole way through the ionosphere and messed up our electronics, right? But and a lot of people, here's the thing. Here's what doesn't make sense to me. If it was a solar flare, it would affect multiple carriers, and a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's AT&T." It was more than just AT&T.
Yeah.
There were
because a lot of carriers will share the same cell towers and stuff like that. You know, but from what I heard was basically they pushed an update to the network, you know, and it was a bad update. And so what happened was they then rolled back the update, but because of that messed up the registration on your phone, and there was such an influx of registration requests, they couldn't get through them. They had to actually manually push a bunch of them.
Well, that makes sense, kind of.
Yeah.
But why is Verizon and Cricket affected, and why is our websites
I think they probably all share, you know, some cell towers and stuff. I know, what is it, Mint Mobile or something? They use AT&T's networks. Cricket uses either AT&T or Verizon or something or maybe both. I don't know.
I think Cricket uses AT&T.
I thought it was so weird because I woke up and I had SOS on my phone and I was like, that's weird. So I tried resetting and it was still SOS. And I looked at my wife's phone and I looked at my kid's phone and they were both fine. You know?
Oh, that's so
I was like, this is weird. Yeah.
Well, I think that it's important to think about what you would do in some sort of a major solar event, right? And at least just have a little bit of backup stuff. Now, we're talking like, the problem is if this really happened, there would be a lot more worries, but, you know, like the internet not working and cars wouldn't work. You know, with their computers and everything now, cars wouldn't even work. So it's a matter of like being prepared at least to you know, maybe have a radio that's protected, you know, ham radio or something, have some other anything that's electronic. But if you want to imagine something super bad happen, like imagine it took everything out and data centers and everything, Dropbox is gone, backup clouds are gone, all of that, right? You might never see a picture of anybody ever again if you don't have backups of your pictures, right? You can't take it off your phone. You can't. It's all gone. You know, you might have a lot of other worries, but you would maybe like to have some old photos, right? So I'm taking an old laptop and I'm putting it in a Faraday bag, right, with a bunch of stuff on it. I'm going to put a lot of important things on a hard drive, put that in a Faraday bag, and I also have a Faraday box that I got, and I'm going to put a radio in it and stuff, right? Ham radio, one that can broadcast, because, you know, I don't really have a license, but I don't think it's going to matter at that point.
Yeah.
You know? So I got these bags, and I showed this off on Discord the other day. I'll see if I can do this in real time here on the show and make it work. But, you know, this is all it is, right? Like, you know.
It's similar. I think it's similar to, like, you know, the bags that you get with like hard drives, like actual like big hard drives.
Are they Faraday?
You know? I think they are, because so what's funny is remember back in the day, this is gonna date us. Remember back in the day when your phone would start. Before it would start ringing, you get that or whatever on your speakers. If you threw your phone into one of those bags, you wouldn't get that. But I also don't think you'd get a phone call.
You wouldn't get the phone call. Okay,
yeah.
Here, I'll try and do it. I'm gonna put on R Live. See if I can do it. The other day it didn't work because I realized it was buffering. It was buffered, so
right.
it kept going. So I'll
Right.
wait and I'll start the live whenever. Okay, let's see. And I got to turn it up too. We're gonna see
How much were those Faraday bags?
It wasn't much. It wasn't that much. I don't remember exactly because I bought a whole bunch, in bulk, kind of. Not a lot, but like 5 or 6 plus. There's different sizes.
Preppers are us.
Yeah, preppers are us. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna bring up the show. I'll let it load here. Get a little stream going. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna bring up the show.
Oh.
Let it load here. Get a little stream going. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna bring up the show.
Oh, I love how it's just repeating the exact same thing over and over again.
There it goes. It stopped.
There it goes.
Yeah,
That's
it
cool.
ran out of buffer and then it turned off.
Yep.
So let's see when I take it out.
For those who worried about the CIA implanting thoughts into your brain, just wear a Faraday bag at all times.
As soon as I open the top, it's crazy.
That's pretty
really
cool that it actually comes back online.
Yeah. Yeah, that little one might be good for a phone or something. Grab one of your old phones and put it in there. The one you got in the closet. Take a hard drive, put it in here, use the box, just put some stuff in there. I'm not a big prepper, but I do think about that sometimes and, how bad we could really get messed up with, even if it's a small solar thing, Like imagine we had like a minor event and like some stuff kind of broke and maybe some people's hard drives corrupt, but some don't.
I mean, honestly, even lightning can do that if it's too close. If it strikes too close. We had a bunch of our electronics go out in my house when our house got struck by lightning when I was growing up.
And EMP. What if there's an EMP attack? That's the first thing I thought when all the phone lines went out like that and everybody had SOS. Yeah. I'm like, who's about to attack us? You take out the communications first. I know. That's how you do it.
That's our
Yep. Or did a nuke go off? Which that causes an EMP type thing when a nuke goes off.
Yeah, for those when I went through the tornado back in whenever a long time ago, 2016 I think it was. Yeah, it was impossible to make a phone call. Like you just couldn't get through to anyone, and it was crazy. It took me 45 minutes for a 4-minute drive to get to my house to check it out, and I could not get through to anyone.
Well, you got SOS now.
Yeah, you have SOS, but I don't know if that SOS is actually going to work. I don't know.
It's supposed to. The new one is supposed to let you make satellite calls or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, you'd be able to hopefully get out.